your trips, your nuisances, your stories. You have a very unique perspective of life.
True.
And just because of that, you can provide very unique services and you can make very unique products just because you are who you are.
Welcome to Speak Audibly's 100% Me podcast. It is your friend, your host, Coach Mike T. And today I am with the one and only 𝐩𝐿𝐴. Now, 𝐻𝐿 is, as you see, the CEO Confidant. Now, he and his team has trained more than 20,000 C-level individuals and business operators. Like this guy is a big deal. And I'm excited to have him on the show. 𝐻𝐿, how are you doing today, sir?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm doing very well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. So tell me, when it comes to not only just being the CEO Confidant, but being 𝐻𝐿, tell me about yourself, your family, your business. We want to know about you.
Yeah. So basically, the most important thing that you have to know probably about me, I'm originally from Spain. I've lived in 8 different countries. I've learned a few languages, and I've done business internationally for my entire life. You know, I now live in the north of Dallas, Texas, in a suburb called Plano. And I basically, what I do for a living is I help both, corporate CEOs and established entrepreneurs to bridge the gap globally for expansion and exposure. So for 5 years almost ago, I started my own business, and that's what I basically do today. And the numbers that throughout my life, my brand is the CEO Confidant, as you said very clearly. And it's this one because when I left corporate America, I realized that I had done so much, and I really wasn't so mindful, so aware of everything that I had done, and then I started to establish, a few business partnerships with some people and extraordinary people that have helped me, basically keep on doing what I've done throughout my life, which is being a conscious leader, a servant leader of as many people as possible. I think that I was born to be the conduit of a lot of the people around me's greatness, to be their conduit and to be empowering them as much as I can. And that's what I have been doing throughout my entire life. But thank you for such a nice introduction, Mike.
Of course, I'm excited to get into this with you because so many individuals, when we start business, when we start that journey, our mindsets, our dreams say, yeah, this is going to be international. This is going to be a global phenomenon. But when we begin to kind of walk that out, it's like, I'm having a hard time getting this out of my own home or neighborhood or city. Like, how do I look at getting this thing to be international? So tell me, when it comes to your company, what really made you kind of set out to be, this is going to be an international, like I'm international, you've lived in 8 countries. How did you make your business kind of reflect that same thing?
That's a very good question. You know what? We tend to think that we live in our own backyard.
Exactly.
To be honest, so you have to think that, for me, since I think it was the first time ever I went somewhere outside Spain when I was a kid, it was probably when I was 13 years old. I went to Great Britain, to England, actually, to learn English. And I spent there my entire summer. And it was then when I started to speak English without having to translate, when you learn a foreign language and you're continuously translating.
Yes.
And then, when I went to college, I belonged to that student organization, international student organization that, I was able to basically apply for internships abroad. So I was able to, throughout my career, my main degree, which is computer engineering.
Wow.
I was able to actually spend between 2 to 6 months, 3 different summers on internships on different countries.
Wow.
So again, it's like since the very beginning in my career, in my journey, I was always, international was something normal for me.
Yeah.
And eventually in the 90s, I left Spain for good. And I haven't been back only but to visit my family, who is mostly there. But international has always been normal. When I left Spain and I went to live in the UK in the 90s, I immediately started to have, to conduct, business development in different European countries. And then I moved to Latin America, and then again I was traveling all the time.
Wow.
And actually, I'm forgetting that even when I was in college and I was finishing my degree, I had a part-time job with the what's called in Europe, it's the rector of a university. Here would be like the president.
Okay.
And I was helping the president of my own university, university for international programs. So I would travel all over Europe, actually even travel to South America to establish some, framework agreements and these kind of things. So international has always been something normal, something, for me to jump into a plane and to go somewhere else at the other side of the world, it was normal. It became normal. So answering to your question, yeah, we as entrepreneurs, we sometimes struggle with local business, with developing business, offering our service locally. And then obviously we never think, oh my God, why would I go? Why would I go? I mean, to be honest, why would I go south of the state, right? Well, in my case, I'm in Texas. So why would I go north of the state, right? Or where would I go? But in reality, it can be the issues of taking your business to another state or taking it to another country. The issues and the challenges are very similar. I mean, obviously there's the culture and there's the language, which is important.
Right.
But if you speak basic language, or even if you don't speak the language, but you have a local partner, you can start delivering your product and your services most of the time. I mean, if you are a one-man person, maybe not.
Right.
A one-man company, maybe not. But if you are able to provide services and products, and you step out of your own way, and the company does not depend on you only, there's a lot of things that you can do internationally.
Wow.
And the good thing and the good news is, Mike, that where you are, through your life, what you lived, your trips, your nuisances, your stories, you have a very unique perspective of life.
True.
And just because of that, you can provide very unique services and you can make very unique products just because you are who you are. Wow. There's nobody else like you in the world. So that means that literally you can start providing services and products if that's what you want to do. And you will be unique, right? So you can learn some skills and eventually you can go internationally. Again, you don't have to, and that today is obviously, as you know, many companies have decided to really stop traveling and limit very much the physical move of their employees, which I understand.
Right.
But at the same time that I understand it, I also think that local partners are important. That's why, for instance, me being in, I think I conducted business in 33, 34 countries myself, different countries. So all those business partners and clients and friends that I have in those countries, they're all a very important asset for me in this point in time, because they can help my clients and they can help me, disembark in those geographies, in those countries.
Wow. No, that's awesome. It kind of brings to fruition the thing that my mom used to say: you are who you hang around, right? And so if you've hung around all these people in different countries, you've become international yourself. So of course your business has followed suit. So how is it that you kind of help CEOs and these businesses? What is the actual service that you provide for them?
Yes, exactly. So most of my clients, the kind of service I provide them with it has two legs, right? One is exposure and the other one is expansion. Okay. I have, when I left corporate America, I didn't even have a presence on LinkedIn, but I decided that was going to be the place where I was going to be like a strong, solid presence. If you go there, you will find me, easily, 𝐩𝐿, the CEO, Confidant. I post every day. I post both content related to my company, related to my clients' companies, just very basic, personal stuff, because I think that personal stuff is important for everybody to know where I am personally speaking and if I can help anybody with my posts. So I'm explaining all this because through these 5 years, I've developed a very strong presence on LinkedIn. So I'm a LinkedIn influencer right now. So I use my exposure on LinkedIn to support the business of my clients. So that's one of the things I do. So I'm very strong on exposure. I really like and love marketing, and I'm so passionate about marketing and about making sure that I'm able to talk to the minds and the brains and the hearts of the people I want to serve.
Yeah.
And obviously that's a service I provide for my own clients, right?
Okay.
And the second service I provide is expansion in the terms of develop business. Okay, so let's say you're a coach, right? And you have an online course and you want to provide that course, right, that can be easily translated, by the way. You want to provide it to the Mexican population at the south of the border, right? So there's infinite possibilities right now with technology. It's amazing.
Truth.
You can have all these conversations transcribed in 5 minutes with technologies out there. I mean, it's incredible. So basically, I help companies, both entrepreneurs and established entrepreneurs and corporations, corporate CEOs. I help them expand their business internationally. Okay, so expand and increase their exposure. So that means that I might go to a specific area and I help them find clients there, or I go to that area or I go to that geography and I develop distribution channels of those services or products, or I find business partners there, or I help them find technology partners. There's many different, avenues to developing business. It's basically create additional business, create revenue, create clients, look for clients in different areas. So those are the two kind of services. That's why I always say, expansion and exposure.
Yeah, no, I'm also in the DFW Metroplex. And so that's awesome that you are over there in Plano. But what kind of got you interested in doing what you do for people? I mean, obviously I hear that your heart is in this, and that's one of the reasons why I love to have people on here who are truly here to serve and have a servant's heart. And so I love that you mentioned that. But I mean, why in this platform?
Because I mean, when I left the corporate world, I was, let's say, confronted with the raw reality, right? I mean, it's you with the world, and you want to provide the specific services and when you start thinking of, let me tell you, just we are both here in the DFW area. So I just the last couple of months, I was giving some webinars for one of the business accelerators here in Dallas, and it was about pivoting, reinventing yourself. Did that term that is very common. It's very popular these days. Yeah. And when you are confronted of, suddenly you are not part of a big company, but you have to start developing business yourself. There's many things that you have to have in consideration. One is your passion. So I definitely have to say that the reason why I chose to do what I'm doing is because I really like it. It's something that they really like. Second, it's because the other people have told me, wow, you did it great. Just today, for instance, I just got an email from one of my clients, and he told me, well done, you positioned that. We just had a call with one potential client of my client, and we had a Zoom call was supposed to be 30 minutes. It was 55 minutes. And the client was saying, hey, you positioned us very well. The call went really beyond what we were expecting. Great job. This is the kind of things I really like. I had been working with this client for one of my clients, and the call today was really really great. And obviously we're making progress. So the first thing is I'm passionate. The second one is people tell me I do a good job, which is good. And I have obviously recommendation letters and testimonials and these kind of things. The third thing is that, do you have money? Is there money to be made, right?
For sure.
Is there money to be made? Because not everybody, right? Not every single thing that you could be doing is going to provide you with the money that you want.
Right.
And I made a decision. I mean, actually, I made a difficult decision at that point in time, which is, I'm going to provide my service to really high-level executives and established entrepreneurs. So I was setting myself into a place which was difficult because I wanted really to provide a lot of value. Obviously, in return, I was asking for premium prices, right?
That's it.
In return. But I made, that was difficult at that time, and it took some time to ramp up and everything. And the last thing is, okay, there's money to be paid, but also, is there a real need?
Yeah.
there's something that I would like you to reflect on, Mike, which is sometimes we are a solution trying to find a problem that doesn't exist,
Yeah.
you know? So it's funny, but we do that.
That's so true.
Human beings, sometimes we are looking for, okay, yes, I know this is going to work and this is going to do great for this kind of people that are going through this specific situation, whatever that is. But maybe sometimes we are a solution looking for a problem, and the problem is not big enough so that you can make a business out of it, you know? So
exactly
those are the 4 things that I took into consideration, and I always advise my clients to do whenever they're thinking of launching a product or launching a new business or pivoting.
Yeah.
Obviously, there were a lot of entrepreneurs last year that they were pivoting. And I think it's good that they pivot because the market conditions were completely different.
That's it.
I mean, if you are a coach, it means that, I mean, obviously you talk to a lot of people and you want to help a lot of people. You know, if what is the number one emotion that people were going through, and actually a lot of people are under
fear.
that big, yeah, exactly. A lot of people are still, since March last year, living in a place of fear.
Yeah.
And not just, you know, fear. No. It's like deep fear, you know, fear for their lives, fear that they can be dying, and fear that, I mean, if you are an old person and you are in a nursing home, you fear that you will never be allowed to see your family again.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, you know what's going on in the world. So what I'm trying to say is, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, always be mindful of what's going on in the market.
That's it.
And the question is, I mean, does fear, I mean, knowing that in the world right now, there's 7.5 billion people, how many are in fear right now?
Right.
And how many might be needing a coach,
right.
a life coach, just to cope with that situation, or a counselor?
Exactly.
You know, so because there's many different sides and edges to the same problem, right?
That's it.
So
that's it.
That's why, I mean, I think it's important that you are really talking to the market and listening to the market in order to know that maybe there's something else that you can offer.
Yeah. And so when it comes to that right there, when you were in the corporate world, what made you kind of think, you know what, I have there's another level to this for me. And 5 years ago, to be able to say, you know what, let me step out of this and actually chase that, because I mean, it's evident at this point that you've seen a very real problem and you had a very real solution to it. How'd you kind of come up with that and bring that together coming out of the corporate world?
Yes, I mean, probably number one is I was very blessed throughout my career that I had a lot of autonomy. So I could do a lot of things, you know, let's say with little supervision, which means I had a lot of freedom. I had a lot of freedom to do things that were disruptive, but also that were very good for my end clients. And I'm talking about, you know, companies I was helping to grow. It means clients that wanted to buy the technology I was selling. So from many different points of view, I was always dealing with people that they were already perceiving the value, you know? So when you are given so much freedom, then obviously it was daring. I mean, I don't have to say it was easy.
Right.
I mean, excuse me, I don't want to say it was easy to go from one place to the other. But once you have already tested yourself that you can do so much almost by yourself, and the value is being continuously appreciated by the people that you are serving, then you have a lot already, you know, that as a foundation. You have a semi-solid foundation that you can start your journey by yourself, you know. But independently of that, I always, when I talk to entrepreneurs, I always tell them the same thing. There's never going to be someone like you. Never. There's no one like you out there. No, nobody that can provide the same service the same way that you're going to do it. You know, and if you are able to, and that's why marketing and exposure is so important. If you are able to really articulate who you serve, why you serve them, and how you do it, then that's the starting point of any business.
Wow.
Don't think that there are no clients for you out there. Abandon that scarcity mindset.
Yep.
You know, it's not true. Out there right now, there are potential clients of yours. They already exist. And you are the perfect person to provide them with those services or those products. That already exists.
Wow.
The thing is, are you going to take action? Yes or no?
Wow.
You know, and I mean, again, I made a lot of mistakes and I wouldn't make them now if I restarted again. You know, if I went back to 2016, I wouldn't do the same things and I wouldn't make the same mistakes.
Right.
But regardless, you know, I encourage everybody to make the step, because I think that, you know, being yourself, who you really are and who you really want to be, I think it's priceless.
See, and now you're touching on something that I happen to love. I'm a little obsessed with it, actually, when it comes to authenticity and how being your authentic self is truly your USP. It truly is your unique selling proposition. And that's what you're touching on right now. And a lot of people, I think we try to fabricate, not fabricate, I guess manufacture would be the better word. We begin to manufacture these solutions to these quote unquote problems, right? And we really remove ourselves from it, because hey, if someone really knew me, why would they want to work with me? And even more so, why would they want to give me their money? What about, you know, whether it's how you grew up or what you learned in that corporate setting gave you the boldness to say, you know what, I have a unique story. You know, I've gone through some unique things that no one else has done in the exact same order or fashion that I have. I can help people in this unique way.
Absolutely. Exactly. You said it very well. There's nobody else in the world that can do this like you are going to do it, or you want to do it. Obviously, we are all a little bit, and you are also, I mean, you through your own journey, I mean, there was some point in time in which you used the word boldness. You know, you need to be courageous. You need some courage, you know, at some point to do things. Just to start a podcast, just to be in front of the camera, you need courage. It takes courage to be in front of a camera until you get used to it, right? And then you like it, and then do you use it as an instrument? You use it as a stepping stone for something else. So before I left corporate America, I have to say I attended several conferences that would provide me with the knowledge and the wisdom that I needed to know before I left, you know, the corporate world. And I think that's something that I definitely would do again, which is prepare yourself before you make a decision. Prepare yourself, you know, try to know what others have done successfully or not successfully. You know, it's good to be surrounded by successful people, but I think that it's important also to talk to people that have not been successful, just to know what mistakes they made. Okay, they have not been successful and they went back. It's okay, you know. It's like we are so hard on ourselves, Mike. We're so hard on ourselves. Be open. Be open. You never know where your next client is going to be. You know, so it's good to be surrounded by successful people, and you want to be with them, and you want to become one of them, of course. And I do the same thing. But at the same time, for me, it's also very good to listen to people that have failed, to know exactly why they think they failed and what would they do differently. You know, at the end of the day, I don't think that concept of being successful or failing exists. I think it's a matter of, and Tony Robbins says that very well. I think the quality of your life is the quality of your emotions.
That's it.
You know, so, you know, for instance, you know, we just met each other, right? We've been exchanging some emails and messages. But, you know, as soon as we got together here on this, you know, Zoom interview, you know, you have a big smile, you're positive, you're passionate. You know, I had read some emails. I could probably guess that you were like this, but until I saw you, I didn't know who you are, you know, what you stand for. And it's very clear. And this is contagious, you know.
That's it.
You don't want to talk again. Life's too short to be with the wrong people, Mike.
Come on.
Life is too short to be with the wrong people. So, you know, be with people that just make you happy. Honestly, I think that, it doesn't matter if they make a lot of money or not. Be with people that make you happy, that you have a good time with. Oh my God, really? I mean, yeah. I mean, because out of this happiness, out of this place of I'm enjoying life right now.
That's awesome.
I mean, just before the call, I was talking to. I was just. I have prepared a surprise for my wife. She doesn't know. She's not listening to this, so I'm having a surprise night for her tonight. And I called this friend of mine who is a personal trainer, very strong personal trainer. His body is like beyond perfect in human terms, right?
For sure.
He
For sure.
he works out like nobody I know.
Wow.
He's also originally from Spain. He also lives here in Plano, and he has a restaurant. He has a restaurant in Dallas. And I called him, hey, I want to have this very special dinner tonight. Could you have something special for my wife tonight?
Wow.
Because we are coming, and it's funny because he set up the restaurant during COVID. That's how courageous he is.
Wow.
That's how courageous he is. So look at that.
Yeah. Well,
and he starts talking to me about his restaurant. I have never been there. Okay. I've never been there yet. So it's going to be first time tonight. Wow. And he goes, yeah, I mean, we opened for the first time during COVID. And guess what? There's been so many celebrities coming over, Mavericks, Mavericks players, Cowboys players. Wow. What's going on? And he's just a nice guy that people like to be around with. And he's very strong-minded because he works out every day several hours and he has clients and everything. But he's a very kind, respectful person. So he's also very tough-minded, right? So there you have it.
Yeah.
He might not know anything about restaurant, but he's originally from Spain. He has one of the most highest quality restaurants in Spanish cuisine right now in the Metroplex.
Wow.
It's called the Sketches of Spain.
Sketches
and
of Spain. Okay.
It's just an entrepreneur like me 5 years ago. I didn't know anything about having my own business, but I just focused myself and my energy, and here we are.
That's huge. You see, because people are paying tens of thousands of dollars to learn this sort of information from coaches. Guys, if you are watching this, if you're listening to this on any sort of podcast channel right now, what I want you to do is I hope you're taking notes, because you're getting real life information here that can really take your business and really your life to the next level. When you know how to focus, when you know how to be authentic and open to yourself. The things that Angel is saying right now, I mean, you're not just a CEO confidant, you're becoming just like a life confidant. Like, I love it. I love your enthusiasm and your passion for the subject. So if someone's saying, you know what, yes, I have a business and it's a small business or it is a medium-sized business, what's a good way to contact you in order to even get a little bit more of what we're getting today?
Yeah, thank you. I help companies, and not only like go international, I also help them accelerate the growth of their businesses locally. Okay. So that's important for them to know. So thank you for allowing me to share my contact information, Mike. It's very easy. My name is Angel, as in heaven, right? So it's my email address is Angel, ANGEL, at AngelRibo. Ribo is my last name, RIB as in boy, O.com. So it would be Angel at angelribo.com. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I have a team of people that work with me, thank God, and they respond to all the messages, all the emails. So feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or send me an email. Again, every single message that I receive, I respond.
That's awesome.
Every single one. Okay, so
that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, all of Angel's information will be down in the show links. So please be sure to look out and reach out to him. Also, go on LinkedIn, because yes, his posts are amazing. And yes, I mean, when you talk about followers, there's like 25,000 of them on there, and he is responding. He's going back and forth. So he's a very caring guy. His heart is in this. Serving is not just what he does, but a servant is who he is. And so guys, be sure to follow him. Angel, one last question for you. If you were to be going dark right now, if you're like, you know what, I'm just going to be in my house, me and my wife, we're going to go away for a couple months, what is one line of encouragement you would have to everyone listening and watching this right now?
Okay, so that's my mantra. Okay, my mantra is take imperfect action now. Take imperfect action now.
Wow.
That's definitely the sentence. That's the statement I would like to leave everybody with. Wow. If I was to disappear and I wanted to leave the world with something that could change the world in those 2 months, that would be the one. Wow. Whatever you think that you can do in order to provide value or happiness or hope or faith to the world, just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just reach out to people, talk to them, ask them, hey, would you be open? Do you think that if I provided this product or service, would you be open to consider it? Who do you think would be open to consider it? Just take imperfect action now. unfortunately, we are raised on this concept of perfection. Everything has to be perfect before it gets out there.
Yes, sir.
Not at all.
Wow.
When you become a podcaster, do you have to have the best microphone, like $250? No, you can have a $50, microphone for a while until, things ramp up.
That's it.
And you thrive. So again, the most important thing is just you, is being you in front of people, period. That's awesome. Why taking perfect action now, nothing else.
Wow, guys. I mean, those 4 words strung together in a phrase is so powerful. Take imperfect action now. I hope you've heard that. I hope you're ready to do that. Let 2021 be that year for you. Let's not keep looking back at the problem that 2020 was, but let's look forward to the future and taking imperfect action right here, right now. Angel, thank you so much for your heart. Thank you so much for what you do for your clients and for these listeners today. Guys, again, go into the show notes, hit those links, follow Angel, be encouraged to take that imperfect action now, and know that we do love you. We care for you guys. Again, my name is Coach Mike T, and this is Speak Audibly's 100% Me podcast. Guys, remember, you have a voice. Let it be heard. Go out there and speak audibly. We'll talk soon. Goodbye.